God, listen, first off, I hope I can get all of this in without bumbling my words too much and make it understandable enough that it is relatable to whoever sees it, specifically the people that look like me. I do agree with you, right? But I also want to buck back and say this, is that we have to stop creating gender divide inside of black issues that affect both of us, right? There is no separation of black man and black woman in the black community. We both need to coexist harmoniously. And anytime we pinpoint each other as a problem, right, it creates an instability in the relationship that will take precedence over any socially constructed machine, apparatus, or institution, whether it be racism or any other. The greatest issue facing black people right now today, right, is the subjugation and attempted decimation of an entire species, which would be us, by another group of people. Anytime that we start to argue, right, for more power, we come into awareness and start to say that we have to be more self-sustaining as a group of people, there has to be an issue thrown in our face that takes precedence over any socially constructed apparatus or machine. And the one thing that will always be is our relationship with each other, because again, inside of laws of nature and what it is to be primal species on this planet, the greatest and most important thing is self-reliant or self-sustainability or self-preservation. Inside of self-preservation, we have to be able to replenish our species, or we are now facing an extinction level event. There is nothing promised to us, right, that we will always be here as a group of people, as we have already seen that there are other groups of people and species that have been on this planet longer than us that no longer exist because they were incapable or incapable of evolving past the predatory acts of outsiders, right? We seen a rhino that was on the planet after 56 million years, right? The last one was killed off, and we would say that that was an issue of the hunter, but my argument is that that is the issue of the evolutionary characteristic of the rhino by not evolving itself fast enough to outpace predation, and that is what we are facing now as black people. We have essentially been turned on each other to be the buffer between white supremacy, and we are now being puppet mastered into the destruction of self that creates the buffer between them to where they never have to have any physical encounter with us in order to call our numbers. The one thing that we know that is being propagated by Gates and NWO is a depopulation of the planet because of carbon emissions. But I'm telling black people, you are the carbon that they are looking to reduce. This shit has nothing to do with a carbon footprint or global warming or anything else. This is all about a group of greedy people that want to exterminate you in order to sustain themselves on this planet permanently. The only way that this can happen, right, is to remove us as the majority population on this planet. We have to be we have to be exterminated. There's nothing else but it outside of that. And it's like we lose focus to what they are doing to us when we are faced with a primal level incident, right, of natural I won't call it natural selection. I'll just go back and call it an extinction level event, because if black men and black women are not procreating, we will eventually cease to exist. And the longer that this pseudo online male women war wages, the further we will move from each other, where you will start to see a rapid decline, right, in terms of our numbers as a global species. And that is the greatest issue facing us today, is that we have a problem that has been constructed by the power conglomerate to divert our focus from the social construct of racism, white supremacy, and domination of black people, and that is one of genetic legacy and self-preservation. If I am not operating in unison with my genetic counterpart, right, it is going to be the greatest thing, or the greatest issue, or the most imminent problem that I see subconsciously as a species animal on this planet, right? And it will ultimately divert my attention from wanting black power, right, from wanting black financial stability, from any social construct, right? And this is what we have to understand, that anybody that sits on this app all day long attempting to identify a gender as the culprit and the problem inside of the black community is nothing more than an agent of chaos and a buffer between YT supremacy and the uprising of black people in the diaspora.